Hey guys, what's going on? I thought today we could do a little bit more of a serious video. We're going to try to avoid that Phoenix missile again for a second time, except this time I'm going to use some suggestions that you guys put in the comment section of the last video. Some really good stuff in there, so I'm just going to try to notch it, because notching it was the suggestion that I saw in there a lot, and it seems like the most reliable one. So we're going to go ahead and try that, and hopefully it works out. I'm not an expert at notching anything. I've done it a few times in the past. It works very well. So I'm going to try to do it here. I just think it'll be a little bit more challenging with the Phoenix missile because it goes at Mach 5. So it'll be challenging in the sense that it'll be traveling much faster and I'm going to have less of a reaction time, right? But theoretically it should work. So let's go ahead and try it, see what we can do. Alright, so here we go. I got my radar set at 80 miles. He should be popping in any minute now. You can see I already have him on RWR. I had that on the HUD so I can see it. It's a U. I believe the U is for unknown. Considering how it's a mod, it makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and lock that up. Oh, there he is. So it's 66 miles. And what I'm going to do is decrease my altitude here in a second. I'm going to nose down. And I'm just going to try to keep him at bearing 260. Keep him completely centered in front of me because that's going to make it easier to notch. $45 miles. And you can see he's bearing 260, so my notch is going to be true north at 000. There's the missile. Gonna notch it now. At true north 000. And you can see the lock has been broken. So I think we successfully notched the first one. Now as it comes up behind me, I think it's gonna start beeping again. Yep, there it is.
Altitude. Altitude.
I'm just gonna correct the notch. That missile does not have enough energy to come and get me right now. Right now I'm just correcting the notch back on the F-14. Constantly trying to keep him on my direct 9 o'clock. constant notch corrections. I'm using the left DDI down there, the RWR. Just constantly correcting the notches. That should have notched the second missile at this point. Alright, so you can see the F-14's turning, so it's changing the degrees on me, so I'm going to have to turn in. I'm going to constantly try to keep them on my 9 o'clock using that left DDI. Right, keeping them on my 9 o'clock. This way, even if he fires another missile, it's very easy to notch it. I'm basically ready already. Just small corrections will get me a good notch on that missile launch. Alright, so I'm just going to maintain this. He's closing on me. Eventually he's going to be close enough that I can break this and go after him. Alright, I got my AMRAM set to ACM. I'm ready to go as soon as he gets close enough. That looks good. Let's break. Alright, so we can see that the notching works. He only fired, I believe, 2 missiles. We'll find out in the TAC view. But I believe he fired 2 missiles. It wouldn't matter if he fired 4 or 6, you just have to notch it. It just becomes harder as he gets closer because you have less reaction time, but practicing notching will let you just do it every time. It's fairly easy to do. Alright, let's go have a look at the TAC view. Alright guys, here is the TAC view for the scenario that just went down there. If you're still confused about what notching is, I'll leave a video in the description that you can watch that will explain notching. Alright, and then you can come back and this whole thing will make a lot more sense to you. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that I decreased my altitude, right? And the reason I did that is because as the missile comes in, I want it to, there it is, there's my decrease in altitude. As the missile comes in, I want it to have to pick me out of terrain, right? It's going to come in looking down, so I want it to have that struggle as well, right? If I was still at the same altitude that the missile was coming in, it would have a higher probability of picking me out of a clear blue sky. Now the Phoenix missile in real life actually goes up, I believe. You fire it and it goes up and it comes down on top of your head, but that's not the flight model in DCS right now. So for that reason, what I do is drop the altitude, right? So he has to pick me out of some terrain, and right around I think 70 kilometers or 80 kilometers. He fires that Phoenix. There it is. Comes off, climbing to Mach 5. Alright, now I start notching it. I was bearing 260 facing the Tomcat, and as that missile comes in, I notch the true north at 000. Right, so that's about a 90-degree offset to that missile coming in, so the Doppler radar can't find me, and you can see the Phoenix missile would be trying to lead the target at this point, and not only is it not leading, it's not even heading towards me, so it's pretty much blind due to that notch, right? It does somehow see me at the end here. I think it's because as it closes, I become the moving target again. It's not looking from the side, it's looking from the back, so it can see me moving away. So therefore it tries to engage me at that point, but it doesn't have enough energy. So it just hits the ground. At this point, like I said, I wasn't correcting. When I'm correcting my notches here, you can see I'm not trying to correct for this notch. I'm trying to keep the F-14 at the 9 o'clock. Right? I'm trying to notch the F-14, constantly correcting those. This point, he fires a second Phoenix missile here. Sorry. As that comes in, you can see, look at my plane. I'm a 90-degree to the F-14, but not to the missile, because the missile instantly picks up a lead, right? And as it's leading, I'm no longer 90 with the missile, right? So I have to correct my notches here, right? So you can see me do a little, as that missile comes in, I do a little notch correction, which puts me at 90 with the missile, and you can see the missile isn't leading me anymore. It does find me again, so I do have to correct the notch. I correct the notch again, and again it goes blind, and it just zooms off in front of me. Alright, so there it goes, and then we just fly around, then we come up, and we hit him with the aim ray. Alright, so it was pretty quick. It doesn't matter, he only fired 2 Phoenixes, but that doesn't matter. If he fired 4 or 6, it would have been the exact same thing. It just would have been a little harder because of the reaction time, because the missiles are so fast, right? You just would have had less reaction time to try to notch those missiles, but with practice you could do it just fine. Alright, so thanks to everyone in the comment section of the last video that suggested this, because it works like a charm. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.